Since its inception in 1986, the Legend of Zelda series has continually pushed boundaries and redefined the gaming experience. The Switch's launch title, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, broke new ground with its progressive game design and innovative mechanics. With its release, it entirely revolutionized the open-world concept and pre-established Zelda formula, charting a new direction for the series and the video game landscape. In the years after its release, gaming journalists and fans alike have explored and uncovered the many hidden details of Breath of the Wild's world, delving into its development history and design influences. Breath of the Wild's unique style can be accredited to many different cultural influences. We can see this in the various races of Hyrule, such as the Highlands, whose architecture and culture are modeled after Northern European countries, the Sheikah tribe, who closely resemble feudal Japan and their thatched minka houses, and even the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom's Zonai tribe, who take design philosophies from the Aztecs and the Mayans. But the driving force behind Breath of the Wild's narrative, the ancient Sheikah, are influenced not by feudal Japan like their modern Sheikah counterparts, but by the ancient Jōmon. The Jōmon are the most important factor in Breath of the Wild's stylistic identity. But why did the developers choose the Jōmon? What enticed them to this style? In creating a champion, wildlife artist Aya Shida says, "We use Jōmon pottery and the look of the already established guardians as a base. I think that leaving in those underdeveloped elements helped us to capture the essence of something ancient while also being both unsettling and lovable." Art director Satoru Takizawa also elaborates on this in an interview with Nintendo UK.
シーカストーンとか、祠であるとか、古代文明系の、建築物であったり、オブジェクトであったりの、インスピレーションの元っていうのは、日本の、古代、縄文文化っていうものがあったんですけれども、そこから印象を引っ張ってきてベースに繰り広げるような感じに落ち着きました。理由としては割と世界の人たちに知られていないようなところのもので、不思議な感じというかミステリアスな感じっていうのをすごくアピールしたかったので、まだあんまりおそらくいろんなところで使われてないようなものっていうのを探していて、結果として、日本の縄文っていうものに行き着いたっていう感じにはなっています。
These comments provide us insight on what the developers' creative process was like, but still leave us with the question of who were the Jōmon? The Jōmon were an ancient group of Neolithic hunter-gatherers living along the Japanese archipelago from 13,000 to 400 BCE. The name Jōmon means cord markings, which refers to the unique art style used mainly in their earthenware pottery. Jōmon earthenware was made by hand, formed with clay and without the use of a potter's wheel. Aside from clay, the Jōmon also utilized other materials including obsidian, jade, stone, and wood. Despite their achievements, much of their society remains shrouded in mystery, adding to their allure. Middle Jōmon pottery is identified by its clay coils, swooping lines, and flame-like embellishments, which carved and raised portions adding depth and dimension to each piece. Connecting this to the Sheikah artifacts, the Sheikah technology utilizes similar design motifs with delicate cordage and an emphasis on fluid organic shapes. We see similar ideas in concept art for the Shrine of Resurrection. The floor layout, patterned walls, and decorative swirls all point back to the shape language and line work of Middle Jōmon art. The style is unique, however, in its use of glowing coils, vibrant colors, and futuristic machinery, making this a modernization of the Middle Jōmon style. We can see some direct similarities in multiple objects, such as this kettle that shares similar patterns of spiraling, intertwining lines. This Dogu clay figure resembles the robot Cherry, present in the Akala Ancient Tech Lab, with similar silhouettes, eye markings, and textured detailing. This clay earring and painted bowl share similar swirling motifs to this platform, with a heavy focus on line work and spiraling motifs out of the center. This vase surface texture is similar to the floor and wall patterns of the Shrine of Resurrection, which uses abstract lines to create fluid but seemingly random patterns laid into the surface. The most notable comparison is of the titular Jōmon earthenware pot, whose silhouette closely resembles the Sheikah shrines when overturned. Similar cord-like embellishments wrap around the exterior in the flame-like spirals of Jōmon pottery. Despite earthenware being a commonplace object, Jōmon pottery is intricate and ornate. We can conclude that Jōmon pottery was made for special occasions and ceremonies due to the designs that could wear off with constant handling. Their intricate designs are part of what made them fit for use in ceremonies and rituals, kept away until the time comes for them to be brought out. Connecting this to its portrayal in Breath of the Wild, the Sheikah technology is intricate and embellished. It was, and is, regarded as something precious, only to be used for very important tasks regarding the chosen hero. In-game, the technology was built for this very specific purpose and kept locked away until it was time to be used, like the Jōmon pottery. Similarly, modern-day Japan views the Jōmon with wonder, allured by the mystery of their ancestors. The modern-day Sheikah also regard their ancients in the same way, fascinated by their technology and culture, much of which is shrouded in mystery. In this way, they carry the same air as the mystery of the Jōmon. Breath of the Wild has stood the test of time because of the developers' attention to detail and care for the source material. The developers' passion for the ancient Jōmons shine through in their designs and convey the same allure and wonder of their inspiration. By drawing inspiration from reality, they gave their world a layer of sincerity and depth that only true art can invoke. Thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun researching this project, and I hope you learned something new. I've linked all of my sources in the description if you're interested in learning more. Thank you very much.